I know everybody wants to go viral. It was weird to post a 15-second video clip, look at it an hour later, and then ask my wife if it actually said that it had 190,000 views, and then refresh it and see that it had 230,000 views.
Welcome to my series on YouTube strategy, where we learn from other creators and how they approach their content and make the videos on this platform. Now, this video is sponsored by Epidemic Sound, and there's a link in the description for a 30-day free trial, but more on that later. So in this episode, we're talking to Jake Sloan, and I had the opportunity to film with him a few months ago when I had a pre-release version of the DJI Mavic 3. I went up to Alaska and he took me to some pretty epic locations, and we got a ton of really awesome footage. And while I was up there, I got a chance to see behind the curtain of how Jake makes his videos in these extreme environments. Now, if you've never seen Jake's channel before, he does a mix of filmmaking tutorials and reviews around camera products, and he does it all from the Alaskan wilderness. His channel right now is sitting around 60,000 subscribers, and in this video, we're gonna dig into his strategy of how he approaches his content, and we'll just start with a little introduction from Jake himself.
So my name is Jake Sloan. My channel name is Jake Sloan, and I'm an Alaskan-based videographer and photographer. And my favorite thing to do is take new camera equipment, lenses, drones, out into Alaska and test them, try them out, and use them in places like this, where the scenery is absolutely spectacular, but it also does push the equipment a bit because it can be extremely cold, can be wet and miserable, but it's always cool to be able to come away with something spectacular and also get to find out how well something will survive in Alaska.
What I find so interesting about Jake's story is that he didn't start by just making camera reviews and tutorials. He actually was doing this just for fun. He was making some content with his kids.
I started posting, it was both videos about me and my kids and going out and doing things like hiking to places like this and just enjoying time. And then I also was posting videos about charity work that I did in Darth Vader costume in the hospitals around town. And when those videos got a lot of traction because Star Wars, especially with the new movies that came out, were a really hotly searched topic. I didn't really intend for that, but that's what happened.
Now, what Jake stumbled upon was this idea of search-based traffic. So with the Darth Vader vlogs, he was getting a lot of attention because Darth Vader is a popular topic, and so he was getting a lot of search traffic.
When the Mavic Pro came out, I started posting videos about that, and that's when I really started getting an idea of like, oh, okay, there's something to this whole YouTube thing.
I started doing drone content around the same time Jake did with the DJI Mavic Pro. And that's actually where I saw my channel flip from doing travel vlogs to doing filmmaking and creator education. And when you get that initial boost of traffic, you really start seeing how the algorithm works, especially when it comes to search traffic. I know that there's a lot of emphasis on getting your videos into suggested and browse, but there is a lot of value in that search traffic. If someone goes into Google and types in DJI Mavic 3, well, you want your videos to pop up, especially for newer creators, because it's a great way to get discovered, and that's how you're gonna start getting the momentum going on your channel.
4 years ago, I really decided, because I've always really enjoyed the creative process. I love creating. I used to be involved in music a lot, and I decided that I was gonna just start posting one video a week, just as more of a personal challenge to create something once a week. As I've been doing that, I've been getting more and more focus. I've always enjoyed photography, I've always enjoyed videography, and drones brought a whole new aspect to that in things that you used to be able to only do with helicopters or airplanes. Now you can do with a $1,000 or $1,200, $1,500 drone and get some spectacular footage of places you just can't get to with any other camera.
Now, focus is important, but it's not something that you have to know right when you get started. When I started this channel, I was doing travel vlogs and I was doing like 20 tips on things to do when you're in Thailand. Like, that has nothing to do with my channel anymore, but I was learning what YouTube was all about. Now, Jake had this idea of just doing one video a week and just being consistent. And that is the best way to approach YouTube, especially for creators starting out. Just get consistent, get in the habit of posting videos and just learning the process of shooting, editing, audio, everything that you need to be able to make the videos that you're creating. And through that process, you're gonna come up with ideas and figure out which direction you wanna go down. Some of you might know exactly what you wanna do right now, but you don't have to. And I think that's a huge part about being a creator, is that this is a long game. This isn't something that you have to set your idea and you're gonna know exactly what you're doing for the rest of your YouTube career. you're going to be constantly evolving. And even here on this channel, I've been constantly evolving. I actually just launched a second channel because my strategy wasn't working where I'd keep all my adventure films here on this channel. So I went to a 2-channel strategy, and each of those are gonna have different approaches to how I do the content. So Jake, what was your biggest source of inspiration?
The original channel that inspired me was probably Casey Neistat, because at that time he was daily vlogging. That's what really inspired me to start vlogging for my kids. That and my dad had sent me some home movies he made when I was a kid with a giant old Magnavox VHS shoulder camera. And it really made me realize like I wanted to capture my kids' memories as we were doing stuff with, together. And then watching Casey vlog kind of inspired me to not start vlogging on my channel, but just start to post some of those adventures on my channel.
Now I want to pause the video right here and just talk about our sponsor, which is Epidemic Sound. Now Epidemic is the perfect tool for creators to be able to get good music and good sound effects for your videos. One of the biggest issues here on YouTube is using copyrighted music. If you're using music that you don't have the license to on your videos, well, you could get a copyright strike or you could get that video completely taken down. And you want to make sure that you're setting your channel up for success. So you want to make sure that you're using copyright-free music so that you can have all of your videos monetized on your channel. Now using Epidemic is super easy. You can search by genre, you could search by mood, and you can find the music that fits the scene that you're creating. A lot of times I'll go in and I'll find a couple tracks that I like, and then I'll click the similar button on the right-hand side, and that allows me to see other tracks that are similar to this one track that I really like. Using this method, I'm able to find a whole bunch of songs that really fit the vibe that I'm going for in a video. So let me show you how you can use music and sound effects to enhance your videos. This is just a basic drone shot. There's no audio recorded. So I would go on Epidemic Sound, find a music track that I like, and then also jump over to the sound effects and add some different sound effects like the ocean and some birds to really enhance the shot and make it more engaging. So if you want to make sure that you're using the best music for your videos, head down in the description and you can do a free 30-day trial of Epidemic Sound right now.
When I realized there was a whole business model around YouTube and that you could actually build it into a business, whether it's a side business or, an actual like full-time income business, is when I really started pursuing it. The photography, the videography came to me kind of naturally. If you watch any YouTube growth experts or those types of people, they always tell you to find your niche and really go into that space. I always enjoyed videography and photography. I've been doing photography since I was 16. My grandma gave me an old all-manual film camera, but it was just always a hobby. And then realizing the spectacular scenery I have access to every day, really wanted to dive into the photography and the videography niche, whether it was drones or cameras or lenses, just because one, it's something I love doing. Really love getting outdoors. I really love taking photos, making videos. So I transitioned away from my kids and vlogging that partly because of a time issue. It takes a lot of time to vlog. And also those videos are still not on my channel, but they're still there for my kids whenever they want to see them.
Jake touched on a good point here. It's great to go back and look at these experiences and these memories with your family, and capturing those moments in a vlog or a short form video is a great way to do it. I know that a lot of the videos that I started making on this channel are videos that aren't super exciting to the general public, but when I look back on these videos, they're great. And recently, me and my wife started going back and looking at videos from 2016, and it's just a cool memory to be able to see a moment in time.
The memories are there, the videos are there, they can have them when they're ready. If they, one of my kids decide they want to be part of the channel and help do things, they can down the road, but I didn't want to take away their childhood in any way or also risk their online safety.
Now that I have 2 kids, I understand what Jake's talking about and not necessarily want to pressure the kids into being in the videos or just sharing that part of my life with the world. Once in a while, yeah, they might appear in my videos, but overall, I think it's one of those things like you want to keep separation of your work life and your personal life. Now, there are family channels out there, and you just have to make that choice for you, whether that is something that you want to introduce into your kid's life. And it's something that you should definitely take a step back and think about before you're putting tons of content out there about your family and all your personal information and basically everything that comes with that. Now, Jake, how did you end up forming the niche that you're in and come up with your channel idea?
I really want to give people a real world example of what a lens or a drone or a camera or a microphone can do in a real world environment. And that was really kind of why I went after the outdoor Alaska niche, whether it's 20 below zero or it's 70 and sunny. I really wanted to do everything I could possibly do to show whatever I was using in a real life environment. And I didn't feel like there was a lot of that on YouTube. So I really leaned hard into that a few years ago, even though it means I have to go out at 20 below zero sometimes, or when it's just pouring down rain. But on the other hand, that is a good test for some equipment.
So this is something that brands are actually looking at, especially in like the filmmaking photography niche. I know that I've talked to a lot of brands who don't necessarily want creators just doing a desk review and talking about the product. There's a lot of that on YouTube already. They're looking for those creators who are doing something unique. And Jake is definitely filling that void of being able to take a camera into extreme environments and really test it. And I think it does make a difference because you have to take a step away from just views, metrics, and everything else and think about what you're actually putting out there to the world and who the people are that are watching your content. If you are someone who's doing products, well, you want to come from real world experiences and you want to give good, thoughtful reviews with what you're creating. You don't want to just pull something out of the box, shoot a video real quick, and just do it for the views. Because at the end of the day, you actually are influencing someone's purchasing behavior. And if you are promoting products that you don't actually believe in, well, it's going to actually hurt you long term because your trust will be lost with your audience, especially because you're going to influence people to buy products. And if they buy the product and it's not what you said it is, well, they're going to realize that and they're going to stop watching your content. So it all works together, and it's important to look at the big picture and not always think about views, watch time, audience view duration, and just kind of think of, well, what is your position on the platform and what are you really putting out there to the world?
Overall, my strategy has been, yes, I do go after search sometimes, especially when a new product is coming out, but also my goal, because I'm not a big, huge YouTuber yet, I'm getting there, but I don't get to work with a lot of big companies, a lot of big brands, so my goal is really to provide as much information that maybe hasn't been covered by other videos out there, or to provide the unique perspective of comparing two different pieces of equipment live out here in the wilderness. Really trying to find an angle that hasn't been covered to give people information that they maybe haven't been able to come across yet.
So one other thing that you want to think about when you're creating your videos is having a range. You want to have evergreen content, and you also want to have what's called tentpole content. So if you are someone who has the opportunity to talk about products, well, those are moments in time where you might get a surge of traffic, whereas evergreen content, which is content that's going to live on way after when you posted the video. I have videos here on this channel that take off 500 days after the initial launch and then get a ton of views. And if you want to dig a little bit more into evergreen content versus tentpole style videos, then make sure you check out the first video in the series when I was with Justin B. McBride. We talk a lot about what tentpole content is and how it really gave him a massive surge of traffic for his channel. So Jake, are you a full-time creator?
I'm not a full-time YouTuber. YouTube definitely is part of my income. It's not a massive part of my income, but it's growing. A lot of my income has come from doing really boring corporate interview style videos or doing promotional videos for companies and products, mostly here based in Alaska. The last year and a half or so, I've actually been getting a lot of calls to go out and work for TV shows and productions for drone work, both FPV drone work and regular camera drone work. So that's been really fun, kind of exciting, especially right now. But the bulk of my income comes from that, my production company providing video and photo services for companies here in Alaska and wherever else somebody calls me to go work.
So I think it's important to not go all in on YouTube and expect to be making a full-time living right away. It does take time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You'll hear this again and again when you look at YouTube education. I think of it more like, well, it's a mountain climb, because once you get to the summit of one mountain, well, there's always going to be another mountain that you want to climb after that. Your goals are going to be continually evolving and your goalpost is going to be continually moving. If you want to be a full-time creator, you need to find ways to diversify your income so that you're not reliant on just one thing. And there is a lot of opportunities to work with clients if you are someone who is focused on filmmaking and photography. For me personally, I also have a production company, so I am not a full-time YouTuber. I have a balance of I do some client production work, and then I spend the rest of my time working on this channel, and now my second channel as well. So looking at YouTube specifically, Jake, what are your different revenue streams off of the platform?
As far as YouTube goes and the money that comes in there, obviously I make some off AdSense. It's not a lot, but it's nice. I make some off affiliate sales, which is probably the bulk of where my revenue comes from on YouTube right now. And then I make a little bit with brand deals here and there, but because of my size, I haven't really pushed hard into that. Probably something I'll push harder into in the next year. So I feel like I have a lot of really unique value to be able to offer brands as far as them being able to see their products in places like this.
So when it comes to YouTube, there is a lot of different revenue streams that you can build. Like Jake was saying, there's ad revenue, there's affiliate sales, and sponsorships. Those are easy ones to go after, especially if you have products that you're showing on your channel. Now, other things that you want to think about are courses. Do you have a skill that you can teach people that are watching your videos? This is a great way to make some money as well. Also, you can come up with your own products, or you could do something like coaching if you do have a skill that other people are trying to learn from you. Now, there's a ton of other ways to make money on the platform. You just have to find the different things that make sense for you and the channel and the content that you're producing and come up with the big picture of how you want your business to be built. You want to make sure that you're running your channel like a business, because if you want to do this long term, you need to make the money to be able to do this long term. So take a step back and look at all the opportunities for your niche and for what you're doing, and think about how you can diversify your income across multiple revenue streams. And one thing I want to mention is that you don't want to try and do everything at once. Start with one revenue stream, really get that going, get in the flow, and then you can start adding on others. So you could focus on getting monetized on the platform and add some affiliate sales. And once you have the views going and you have some momentum, then you can start going after some sponsors, or you could start making some courses. Figure out a rhythm that makes sense. But if you try to do everything at once, then you're not gonna be able to put the effort that you need to make those different revenue streams take off. So what's one question that you get asked all the time?
One of the questions I do get asked a lot is, how do I start a production company? How do I start making money, going out and filming, taking photos, or using drones especially? And oddly enough for me, one of the main ways that I have been contacted to go work for a company, like I worked for Caterpillar, I've worked for PBS, I've worked for some other TV shows. And one of the main ways that's happened is through Instagram. Oddly enough, I post little clips on Instagram, I post photos on Instagram, and those photos, those videos have been seen by people who then reached out and asked if I'd be willing to come down to Illinois to do some work, or Kentucky or Alabama, or all over the US. And that's really what I tell people, like, if you want to do something like this for a living, one, you have to start doing it. You've just got to go out and start filming and taking photos and do a lot. The more you do, the better you will get. You've got to consume really good, high quality photos and videos so that you kind of train yourself to know what good is and versus what isn't good. And then you need to start putting it out there and building a portfolio where people can see it. And honestly, with social media these days, like YouTube, Instagram, you have massive amounts of reach to be able to post your stuff and have people see it. And yeah, oddly enough, I never thought of Instagram as a business building tool until it was. One of my biggest business building tools has become through Instagram because of stuff I post.
So Jake touched on a really good point here. And that is, you want to be making your videos that you want to be producing. So if you're someone who wants to go make adventure films, well, making videos sitting at your desk isn't putting you in the right direction to make those adventure films. You have to just start doing it and finding ways that you can make it work with the current situation that you're in. And over time, you're gonna learn the skills and you're gonna learn the different things that it takes to get from point A to point B. But it starts with just going for it and actually going after your ideas and going after the things that you want to do. So a little while ago, Jake had this video that just got a ton of views. So tell me about your experience, Jake, when you went viral.
I know everybody wants to go viral, and I guess I technically have gone viral now because I posted a video on TikTok and it got 2.5 million views, or 2.4 something million views. And I will say, as somebody who has never gone viral before, it was weird to post a 15-second video clip, look at it an hour later, and then ask my wife if it actually said that it had 190,000 views, and then refresh it and see that it had 230,000 views. It's a really weird thing. You know, they wake up the next morning and it has 1.2 million views. I mean, it just is mind-boggling. You can't really even comprehend how many people are watching it that fast. The whole video came about through Instagram. I met a helicopter pilot, and he asked me if I'd ever done drone work with a helicopter, like, you know, in flying together. Not really with a helicopter, but with other aircraft I had. And so we had made a plan to get together and do something. He had a space he wanted to go take me and show me. And his whole idea was we'd film some stuff about the helicopter on the way. And then he also wanted to see me dive an FPV drone through this ice cave. And so we flew out. It was like 25 below zero. It was absolutely freezing. I could fly one battery, and then I'd spend 20 minutes like thawing my fingers out before I could fly another battery. And Dovey FPV drone through there, posted 15 seconds of that on TikTok, and boom, 2.5 million views later. That's yeah, it was weird. Just a really weird experience.
So Jake, what advice would you give to a new creator who's starting out right now?
If you're a new creator and you want to jump into YouTube, and a lot of people do, it seems like especially lately, I know like one of my kids really wants to be a YouTube star someday. The biggest thing is, like when I started 4 years ago, I basically sat down, I said, I'm gonna post one video a week, every week, for 4 years. And if at the end of 4 years, absolutely nothing has happened, then I'll quit and do something else, or, you know, probably just do something else.
So let's put this in perspective real quick. That's 52 videos a year over the course of 4 years. That is 208 videos. That's a good batch of content to really test if you want to do YouTube long term. Like we said earlier, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. When you give yourself a goal of saying like, I'm gonna make 200 videos, that is a much more realistic goal than saying, I'm gonna get 10,000 subscribers. Because you don't have control of whether someone's gonna hit subscribe or not. You have control of whether you can make 200 videos or not. So give yourself goals that you can actually obtain, and also give yourself benchmarks. If you tell yourself, I'm gonna give this a chance, 4 years, a video a week for 4 years, well, that's gonna give you a good set of data whether you should actually continue to do this or not. You don't wanna say, hey, I'm gonna do this for 2 months and I'm gonna make 5 videos and then that's gonna make my decision. So if you really wanna become a YouTuber, you wanna think like Jake and you wanna give yourself a real goal and just go for it and see what happens.
I made the commitment because I knew the first few years at least were gonna be the most difficult because I'd post a video and get 10 views or 15 views. Me watch it 20 times and get 20 views. So the most important thing is not to think about the numbers. And I know people say that a lot, but it really is. You don't want to look at the subscribers and wonder why your subscriber count isn't going up or down or any direction. And don't worry about the views, but it's going out and making the best possible video that you can make and learning how to use a camera, learning how to tell a story, learning how to compose a shot, and combining those skills together to where it's something that people start to want to watch. Because as soon as you do that, YouTube will start figuring that out and start pushing your channel or your content out to the people who want to see that type of content. 3 years till I really started to see any traction on my channel of posting every single week and sometimes multiple times a week. People say it, you just have to do it, and it's true. You just have to do it and get out there because it builds your skills and it builds your knowledge and your ability.
So make sure you head over to Jake's channel and check out some of his videos. But next, I highly suggest you check out this video right here. It's the first video in the series where we dig into YouTube strategies with other YouTube creators. I'll see you on the next video.